Hey everyone, welcome back to class. My name is RAMONI. I'll be guiding you through a 20-minute deep stretch for tight hips, hamstrings, and thighs, just the entire lower body. So we are going to get started lying on our backs in Shavasana. I want you to relax your legs, relax your arms, and take some deep breaths in and out through the nose here. Slowly begin to bend the knees as you're planting the feet, so the knees are pointing up here. We're going to make our way into a bridge pose, walking the heels a little bit closer to your palms and then pressing into the feet to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Gently lower your hips down to the yoga mat, hugging the knees into the chest. Give your feet a little flex and point here, so just flexing and pointing the toes. And now let's rock gently from side to side. Plant your feet on your yoga mat as you open your arms wide into a T position. Let's open the legs a little bit wider than the yoga mat and then slowly lower both legs down to the right side of the room. And we come through center, switching directions, so just dropping the legs over to the left side of the room. Come back to center, just bringing the knees back to center. We're going to close the legs a little bit and we're going to make our way into another bridge pose, this time lifting the hips up off the yoga mat. If you want a bit of a shoulder stretch, you can go for a bind here, clasping the hands underneath the body and externally rotating the shoulders underneath you. You can also walk the feet back a little bit and lift the heels up off of the mat if you want a balance challenge, but no pressure here. Let's lower the heels, undo our bind, and lower the hips down onto the yoga mat here. Let's hug the knees into the chest again. Just taking some movement, flexing and pointing the toes, rocking side to side. Hold on to your right knee as you plant the left foot down onto the yoga mat, just feeling a little hamstring stretch here. And if you feel up to it, you can slowly start to straighten that leg, the left leg, down onto the yoga mat. And we're going to keep the foot flexed. So we're going to keep that left foot flexed as we pull that right knee into the chest. And let's just take some circles with that right ankle. Let's open that right knee out towards the side here. If you feel a little uncomfortable, you can continue to hold the knee or the thigh, but if not, you can just let that leg hang open. And I like to flex and point the right toes here. We come through center, making our way into a supine twist. Bring that left leg up to meet the right for a stacked supine twist. So now that right leg is stacked on top of the left. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you start to straighten the legs out towards the side, maybe reaching for the feet or the toes here. Let's bend the knees, coming back through center, hugging the knees into the chest and taking some gentle movement. Now let's plant that right foot on the yoga mat as we hug the left knee into the chest. And just like we did on the other side, if you feel up to it, you can begin to straighten that leg down onto the yoga mat. Take some circles with that left ankle. Let's open that left knee out towards the side. Remember, you can keep holding on to the knee or the thigh. And we pass back through center, coming into our supine twist. Bring that right leg up to meet the left, coming into your stacked supine twist. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can start to straighten the legs just like you did on the other side. If you have room, of course. Clearly, I do not have enough room for it, but we make it work anyway. Let's slowly bend the knees again, coming back through center. Making our way into a waterfall pose, straightening the legs up towards the ceiling. Taking some deep breaths here. You can just let your arms lie next to your side. Coming into a happy baby posture, opening the legs and reaching for the feet or the legs here. And you can take a little bit of movement, straightening and bending the legs or rocking gently from side to side. Let's bend that right knee completely as we straighten that left leg, reaching for the toes here. And now we switch sides. Let's go for a really deep stretch here by straightening both legs out to the sides, maybe pressing down on the legs or reaching for the feet, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Close the legs up towards the ceiling and gently pull on the legs here, just feeling a good hamstring stretch. And let's hug the knees into the chest. Grab behind the legs as you rock up the length of your spine, maybe 2-3 times, so you can make your way into a seated position. Let's come into a butterfly, bringing the soles of the feet together, and take a deep breath. Come into a forward fold by slowly walking the hands forward, relaxing your head, your neck, and your shoulders. And we make our way back up, extending our right leg in front of us, bringing that left foot to the right inner thigh. And we come into another forward fold. Slowly make your way back up as you sweep the arms up overhead here. Take a big inhale. Exhale, twist to the left by placing your right hand on top of that left knee and really twisting in the torso here. Pass back through center as you plant that left foot. This is just a transition for you to lower that left thigh and left knee down to the yoga mat. Now you can stay upright or you can go down on the elbows, feeling a stretch in the front of that left thigh here. If you want to go a little bit deeper here, you can begin to lie down on your back. And we get out of this pose the same way we got into it. So coming up onto the forearms and then just pressing our way back up into a seated position, swinging that left leg in front of us. Bring that right foot to the inner thigh, the left inner thigh, and we make our way into our forward fold. Slowly rise back up as you sweep the arms up overhead. Take a big inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. We come back through center, planting that right foot, and that's our transition to lower that thigh and that knee. Remember, you can stay upright or you can go down on the elbows and forearms. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can lower down onto the back. We get out of this pose the same way we got in. Let's bring both legs in front of us. Extend the arms up overhead, taking an inhale in through the nose. Exhale, forward fold, reaching for the feet or the toes or your yoga mat. And let's come into a tabletop position on the hands and knees. Shift your hips over to the left side as you kind of look over at the right hip. So just pushing your hip over. And let's go to the other side here. So just kind of stretching a little bit, taking some movement. Let's do that one more time. Shift the hips over to the left and switch. Come back to center, making your way into a downward facing dog, shaking the legs out when you get to your down dog. And we lower the knees down, coming into a child's pose. Let's make our way into a tabletop so we can come into our low lunge, stepping that right foot through both palms. The front knee is stacked on top of the ankle, and you want to shine the chest forward here. And we come into our half split, straightening the front leg, shifting the hips back. So that left hip is stacked on top of that left knee, and we're going to flex the right foot here. Let's come back into our low lunge so we can make our way into a pigeon pose by walking that right foot towards the left edge of the yoga mat. And then we're going to completely lower that right shin and right knee and thigh down. So with your pigeon pose, you want to make sure your hips are centered so you're not leaning over towards one side. And you can come into a forward fold here if you want a bit of a deeper stretch. Let's take one more deep breath. And we make our way back up, and you're going to kind of shift your hips up, bringing that right leg in front of the left and sitting the hips back. It's almost like you want to do a child's pose, but I like to do this just to reset my hips after a pigeon pose. And we come back into our tabletop position, making our way into a low lunge on the left leg. Come into your half splits. We come back into our low lunge to make our way into our pigeon pose, walking that left foot towards the right edge of the mat and then lowering down into pigeon. And remember, you can either stay upright or you can come into a forward fold by lowering that upper body down. And we slowly make our way back up, and we come into that little hip stretch. So bringing the left leg in front of the right and kind of sitting the hips back and taking some movement here. Come back into a tabletop position as you shift the hips over to the right and the left a few times, just like we did before. And now let's have a seat on our glutes here as we take some deep breaths. So let's bring the hands to heart center, and I just want you to breathe in and out through the nose here slowly. I hope you are feeling super stretched and relaxed. Thank you so much for coming to class today. Everything that you need is going to be on the screen and in the description box below. I will see you in our next class, and I hope you have a wonderful day.